Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome. This is Somaliland National Television. You're watching the English news program with me, Mohammed Jibril. Here are the stories making main headlines. The chairman of the ruling political party, Kulmiye, paid work-related visit to Kenya. Ministry of Religion Affairs sent a message to the House of Representatives. European Court rules workplace headscarf ban is legal. A delegation led by the chairman of the ruling political party, Kulmiye, Musa Bihi Abdi, paid work-related visit to the capital city of Kenya, Nairobi, to hold a meeting with the American representative to Somaliland and Somalia and the EU ambassador. The chairman of the ruling political party, Kulmiye, Musa Bihi Abdi, accompanied by the first deputy of the party, Mohammed Kahin, Minister of Water Resources Hussein Abdi Bose, and keynote officials of Somaliland government, held a meeting with the representative of the United States to Somaliland and Somalia Affairs, Michael, and representative of the European Union, Mrs. Veronica. The aim of this meeting was to discuss the deadly drought in Somaliland, the postponing of the presidential election, and most importantly, the rightful recognition of Somaliland. The chairman and his delegation also enlarged the fact that 2 million Somalilanders have been affected by this deadly drought witnessed by the public of Somaliland. The chairman mentioned that the Somaliland government, in cooperation with the public of Somaliland and the businessmen, raised funds to distribute among the less fortunate residents of the west to the eastern reaches of Somaliland. However, the international community and the donors that cooperate with Somaliland government in terms of development have shown less effort towards the victims of this deadly drought, he said. The chairman of the ruling political party, Musa Bihi Abdi, who is also the presidential candidate of the party, highlighted the postponing of the presidential election and mentioned that it occurred due to the drought. He also mentioned it's unethical to seek votes from the victims of the deadly drought. Chairman Musa Bihi Abdi also urged the American and the EU donors to continue funding and supporting Somaliland government to hold a free and fair election. On the other hand, Somaliland delegation and these foreign officials discussed the current peace and stability situation in Somaliland and in East Africa in general, and cooperative methods to sustain it. The American representative and the European Union stated that they will pay a visit to Somaliland very shortly to monitor the current situation of the nation. These officials also admired the democratic achievement of the Somaliland public. The chairman of the ruling political party, who is also the presidential candidate, Musa Bihi Abdi, and his delegation are expected to be held in more productive meetings with the ambassadors, businessmen and different representatives from the international community to discuss the further development. Somaliland Minister of Religion Affairs, Sheikh Khalil, were in the House of Parliament the approval of the pending motion to allow foreign banks in the country. The Somaliland Minister of Religion Affairs sent a message to the House of Representatives. Minister Khalil mentioned that these banks operate on interest rates, which is forbidden in the Sharia law. Somaliland Minister of Religion Affairs, speaking to the representatives, highlighted the disadvantages of these banks in Somaliland for the religion point of view. The minister also mentioned that the public of Somaliland is against the approval of this law and also have full knowledge of the disadvantages of this sort of. The minister also stated that this bank will only upset the Almighty Allah. Conclusively, Somaliland Minister of Religion Affairs urged the Somaliland Parliament to listen to the public of Somaliland and to. The administration and the students of Abu Hurairah Secondary School in the capital raised funds and hand over to the Somaliland Anti-Drought Commission to support the victims of the deadly drought across Somaliland. Students of Abu Hurairah Secondary School that operate in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa, handed over to the Anti-Drought National Committee to help the less fortunate families affected by the deadly drought across Somaliland. This fundraising was organized by the administration, students and the teachers of Abu Hurairah Secondary. The principal of the school, Abdurrahman Muhammad Khair, speaking at the opening of the event, admired where they saved money from their daily pocket money to help contribute the campaign to help the less fortunate families affected by the deadly drought across Somaliland. The principal also acknowledged the significance of this sort of development-oriented steps to the public of Somaliland and urged this to be set as an example by the public of Somaliland. On the other hand, one student, speaking on behalf of the Students' Committee, elaborated on the significance of helping each other in Islam and mentioned it to be a national duty to help the less fortunate families. You still tuned into the English news program on Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news program. And now for international headlines in detail. European Court rules workplace headscarves ban is legal. In the first case of its kind, the European Court of Justice (ECJ) has ruled that employers are allowed to ban employees from wearing visible religion, political and philosophical symbols in workplace. However, such a ban has to be based on internal company rules dictating that employees dress neutrally and cannot be based on the wishes of the customers. The ECJ stipulated an internal rule of an undertaking which prohibits the visible wearing of a political, philosophical or religious sign does not constitute direct discrimination, the court said in a statement. However, in the absence of such rule, the willingness of an employer to take account of the wishes of a customer no longer to have the employee service provided by a worker wearing an Islamic headscarf cannot be considered as an occupational requirement that could rule out discrimination. The ECJ ruling was based on a court cases brought by two female employees in Belgium and France who were dismissed for refusing to remove the Islamic headscarves. The headscarves and other religious symbols are continental issues in a number of European countries. France, in particular, attached importance to the separation of church and state. Its far-right National Front Party is expected to perform strongly in presidential election this spring. The ruling comes a day before the Netherlands go to the polls in a parliamentary election dominated by issues of immigration and integration. That's all the news we have for you today. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.